baby? Hello, everyone. I am live. Let me turn my music down. Are you alright? Huh? Are you okay? Oh, that's my boob. Hello, Evergrove. How are you? Macy, down. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy new moon in Virgo. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling very frustrated today. So these messages might come off as smartassy. Hello, darling. How are you? Today we're going to use the Book of Shadows Tarot again. It worked so well last time, but this time we are using the above side, new moon, new intentions, all of that wonderful stuff. So we're going to see how that works out. Yes, girl, it has been a very interesting week, needless to say. Very interesting. Lots of things happening. Hello, Moon Goddess. Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you came with your questions today. Hey, get down. Virgo new moon, setting these intentions for sure. Number one, I think the question that you all want to think for yourself and figure this out for yourself is, what intention of earth care and self-care would you like to promote for yourself and start doing for yourself beginning this new moon? You know, Virgo is such that earth sign, and Virgo is all about the caring for others and giving that attention to others and that care for others. And so today I want you guys to, you ladies rather, today I would like you ladies to decide what care you're going to give to yourselves, and not only yourselves, but what care are you going to start giving to Mother Earth. And this would be on a regular basis, not just, you know, during this new moon, but this is an intention that I feel everyone should set for the going forward period, you know. So let's see, until you guys bring me your questions, for this new moon, we're using the above section of my Book of Shadows Tarot. And, you know, I think this world's driving me fucking nuts. Let me just be honest with you. I'm going to just be real. This world is killing me on the inside right now. I'm not understanding people. I don't get where people are, why they're thinking the way that they're thinking. I don't understand why people are being so fucking hellishly rude to one another, and not just rude, but I don't understand why we're abusing. We are just abusing everyone. We're abusing each other, and not only are we abusing each other, we're abusing our fucking earth. And this week has really gotten to me. It's breaking my fucking heart, to be quite honest with you. And being an empath and feeling all of this shit that's going on in the world. Like yesterday, you know, I said that I was going to go underground and go into the earth, and I did. And it was my birthday, and I spent a good part of the day depressed and you know, tearful and not scared, but I guess scared because I'm so saddened at where this world is going with how we're treating each other and how we're treating our earth. And so I guess that could, you know, result in fear. And it was not a great day for me yesterday, but you know what? I asked to go into that shadow, and that is exactly where Spirit took me. And it brought to the forefront what I really need to be paying attention to, and that is, I know she's so sad, and that is, first of all, my attention should be put into Mother Earth, but secondly, even though right now, with me feeling all of this fear and oppression and depression and anxiety and anger and hatred and all of that from the world, from the beings of this world, right now, even though I'm feeling that and I'm feeling so constricted, so stuck right now at this time where I feel like I closed myself into a closet just to be in that darkness so I could experience it, and I am experiencing it. And the true lesson that's coming through is this is the true authentic experience. Now what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with this experience? What I asked to feel all of these things, and I feel, and I'm carrying it, and it's not my job to carry it, but it is my job to as a light worker and as a witch to how do I put this? I am a light worker, and I love, putting out that positive light vibe, and, everything's going to be okay, and we're all going to love each other, and we need to love each other, and all of these things. And I'm really good at doing that, okay? But I've been shown some truths that are putting me into a place where I say I'm a gray witch, and I am being put on that gray spectrum. And I am realizing that it is not only time to put my light out there, but it's time to put my light out there in a different color. And it's time to put my light out there to work balance. And instead of just light, I need to allow people and help people see the darkness that is taking over our world as well. So maybe they can just stop fucking ignoring it and take some action, So Spirit tells me that through all of this, through all of the shadow work that I'm working on right now, especially with this new moon, my intention is not just to be the light. My intention is to be the gray. And it's to be that gray that shows reality throughout the world and shows people what's really fucking going on in this world. And knows that, if these people choose to ignore what's going on, yeah, that's their choice, but it's also my choice to decide if I want them to be a part of my life or not. So this is what Spirit is telling me right now. And it's a big one, right? Yeah, I know. Typically an optimist, struggled not to be a skeptic. I'm in that skeptic zone right now. And I'm struggling with myself as well. Like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be this fucking amazing light worker that, gives people a hug and exudes light and infuses light into them and, makes people see how amazing it is to be on, this bright light warrior side. And it's not that I'm not going to do that, but reality is fucking here. It's fucking here. And I can't just be on that light side anymore. I need to be on the shadow side too, which means that I need to see things in balance. I need to see that reality, and I need to be completely authentic about it. So, if you guys don't see me as my normal, laffity-daffity fucking positive self, that's why right now I'm doing a little bit of shadow work right now. And this is what shadow work looks like. And it's not always pretty. And it's not always fun. But it is always necessary. So that's what I'm doing today. So my intention for this new moon is to allow my shadow work to happen. Hello, Tammy. It's to allow my shadow work to happen. And it is to know that with light there is darkness, and with darkness there is light. And no matter how we're feeling, it's okay to say how we're feeling, and it's really okay to reach out. with how we're feeling, and be authentic in it. And just be in it. Just be in it. Just like everything else. Like when we're having a good time, I tell you to be in that moment so you can remember that joy. When you're working on shadow, like I'm working in shadow, I'm choosing to be in this moment so I can work on reality, and I can remember this reality, and I can remember this pain and fear and sadness and all of those things, so I can remember that they exist, so I can no longer put them somewhere else and pretend that they don't. And that's my shadow work. What kind of shadow work are all of you working on? Because some of your intentions for self-healing and self-love and self-acknowledgement and earth healing and earth love and earth acknowledgement, all of that should be within that intention as well. So I'm going to draw a card for myself first, and it is regarding my shadow work, and these are the above side, remember that. So that's my balance. I'm going through shadow. I'm going to draw cards for the above and see what the message is for me. All of you think about your questions, because we are going to draw cards for all of you as well and get some questions answered. All right. I'm just going to balance myself out really quick. Bringing that calm in. Diving into the earth and opening up my crown to allow Divine's light to enter as well. Infusing that darkness into light, light into darkness. Allowing myself that area of balance, that area of gray. Allowing myself to feel stable in that balance. Knowing that balance is my true foundation. My true foundation. Okay, so let's see. Oh. I got the Maiden of Earth today, and the Maiden of Earth in this deck means the same thing as the Princess of Pentacles, and princesses are about planting those seeds, and they are about planting those seeds of growth, and so the Earth is telling me that not only am I on my right path, but I need to get out there and plant physical seeds as well as spiritual seeds of balance in harmony. Harmony. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you, cards. Okay. All right. Miss Corey, you would like a shadow card? You can either put your questions in the comments, or if you have that little question box down on the bottom, you can feel free to put them in there as well. That's fine. Corey would like a shadow card. A card for your shadow. You're not going to believe it. You got Crone of Earth. All right, so that Crone of Earth is definitely that Queen of Earth. She's that Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, you know. So when she comes into play, when she comes into play, she's telling us you have that wisdom of Earth. And Corey, I know that you do. With all of your herbal workings, you have got that wisdom of Earth within you. And what are you going to do with that wisdom? What is your shadow telling you to do? And when you're working with shadow, remember that's really deep. And we have the Crone of Earth, that's the fucking Earth Mother, you know, coming into play, you know. She's reminding us that the world, of course, always changes. But with your shadow work in that What are you going to focus on? Remember, our earth cards are pentacles, and those are our foundational aspects. Their home, their family, their money, their health. They're our sense of security and stability. And when earth comes into play, you know, we think about diving deep into that ground, and you're going to dig up some skeletons. And are you okay with that? Are you okay with not only working on letting those skeletons go, but are you okay with fucking acknowledging those skeletons? Because the crone comes in and she says, you can do this. You have this in you. You've got this power within you. So tonight for new moon, plant those seeds for self-healing, emotional healing, for growth, for foundational growth for yourself. Work on pulling up really old roots, those really old roots that are really old wounds. Work on just pulling those out of the fucking ground and allowing yourself to replant, reroot, regrow in a different spectrum of that amazing self that is you, that I've come to love so much, just virtually. Okay, let me scroll back really quick here. All right, Evergrove. The intention I set yesterday was to heal and embrace my gifts and my shadow. Beautiful. Perfect. It's been so intense. The little improvement I have made is slipping back. I need to know what I should focus on to help. I'm going to answer you, and then I'm going to answer the one in the question box. So Evergrove, okay. You need to know what you should focus on to help. My boobies look really good today, by the way. I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna compliment my titties. Okay. You need to know what you should focus on to help. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Once again, we pull up the salamander. You have the Eight of Wands coming into play. It's the elemental of fire. You have the salamander coming into play. That salamander is regarding, if I remember correctly, regarding deep truths. It is about shadow work, 100%. And then you talk about the Eight of Wands coming into play, right? I need you to remember that shadow work takes time. Shadow work takes time. And with the Eight of Wands coming into play, it's telling me that with this shadow work, with this transitioning of yourself, number one, you're not being patient enough with yourself. And number two, you're expecting, maybe expecting the world to take a break while you work on this. And that's not going to happen. We're already taking a fucking break on a pandemic. I don't know what more of a break we can take, but keep working on that shadow work. What you need to focus on to help is your patience aspect. Work on that patience aspect. And remember, this is not just patience for how fast you want things to happen. This is patience for you. We take a step forward, sometimes we take a couple steps back, and then we take 18 steps forward again. So remember that, and don't beat yourself up. And allow yourself to, when you're working with the shadow, allow yourself to mourn. That's really important, you guys. When you're working with shadow, this is part of us, part of our darker, deeper side that we are learning to release, right? And that side has taken us this far, you know, that thing that we put in the closet so long ago has walked with us this far on our path. And a lot of times that's our, you know, that inner child work that we have to do. And it's walked this far with us on our path To just say that we can pick up those roots, throw them in the trash, and be done with it is ridiculous. We can't. Number one, a lot of times you're going to be picking up roots and working with this shadow work several times over. It's a several time lesson, and we continuously take off those layers. But one of the things that we really, really need to remember is when we do release with gratitude. Release with gratitude. Tell that thing, you know what? I really appreciate you coming with me this far, and subconsciously taking me to areas that of what you deemed as protection for me, things like that. But I'm ready to allow you to go now with love and respect, and I'm ready to allow myself to heal, and I'm ready to allow myself to move forward with love and respect for myself as well. So I release you with love, and I release you with gratitude. Do that instead of, and then mourn if you need to. You know, you're gonna feel like you're missing a part of yourself, and you are. It's a part of you, but it's a part of you that we need to release, and you can only release it when you're ready to release it. Period. So mourn for it. And be grateful that it's taken you this far, no matter what has happened in your life. It had its way of protecting you, its own way. And let it go with love and respect and gratitude, and know that those exact same things are what you're going to put back into you, what's going to fill that empty space that is there now, right? So this shirt pretty much sums it up. Let that shit go. It's time for us to let that shit go, okay? So let's see, what else do we have here? I'm going to go into my question box really quick. Okay, where's the question? It said I had one, but then it's not in there. I don't know. Whoever had a question in the question box, if you want to plop it back on in there, you can go ahead and do that, okay? Okay, Moon Goddess Mama. What I feel is right for you. Okay, we're going to draw a card on that, okay? You know, what I feel is right for you is to have the courage to be accountable for the decisions that we've made in life, and know that those decisions were made based on how we felt and the person that we are or were at that time. And guess what? Everybody can change. So decisions from the past, regrets from the past, it's really time to allow yourself to let that go, so you can walk this path of, you know, harmony, of balance. You know, you're looking at that shadow, but you're allowing that light of release and healing to come into play. And the same thing with the letting go. Allow yourself to mourn. Allow yourself to mourn that being that you were, so you can embrace in gratitude the being that you are. Okay? But we're going to draw a card. I don't know if that hit on anything, but that's what I felt. So let's draw a card on that. All right, you have got the 9 of air, which is the 9 of swords, okay? When the 9 of swords comes into play, it's a reminder that you got some psychological stuff happening. Number one, I feel you beat yourself up way too much. When the 9 of swords come in, remember, swords is air, and that's all about that intellect. It's about that brain. And it's about that communication, how we express not only the ideas, but the creative side of ourselves, how we express our emotions, you know. Water is emotion, yes, but air comes in. That's our form of expressing all of that stuff. What hurt have you been keeping in you? What self-blame have you been keeping in you? What regret have you been keeping in you? You know, face those things. With the 9 of swords coming into play, face those things head on. Allow yourself to express them and communicate them. You don't have to communicate them to somebody else unless you're apologizing, of course. And even if that person is no longer here, you can apologize to them via paper. Write it down, burning. You know, things like that, right? When we talk about expression, expression comes in so many different forms. The Nine of Swords comes into play to remind you that to bring yourself that peace and harmony, you have got to allow yourself to express that truth, to express that hurt, to express that pain, to express that truth that happened a long time ago. And you need to go ahead and you need to allow it to come out, whether it be to that person, whether it be to yourself, whether it be on paper, whether it be to universe. Use your words. Use your words to release your anxiety and your pain and your fear. Use them. You know, express yourself, baby. That's express yourself. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, hi, Juju. Hello. Let's see. Oh, what cards am I using? Today I'm using my Book of Shadows Tarot again. And instead of using the below, I'm using the above because it's new moon. So let's see. Oh, it was me, Tammy. Okay. All right, you want a shadow card. Okie dokie. It's funny how we're talking about new moon, but we're also talking about shadow work, and I believe that that feeling is coming into play because we're kind of winding up Virgo season, and Earth is not done with us yet, and she's reminding us, hey, you fuckers, we got a lot of work to do, so it's time to go ahead and go in, right? Before we come upon Libra, which is that balance that needs to happen. We got some shadow work we got to do. All right, so let's see. Moon Goddess Mama, I hope that I hit on what you were looking for, babe. And you're welcome. Oh. All right. You have the elemental of air. And if you look at this gorgeous being, it kind of looks like a fairy, you know? Kind of looks like a fairy. She's up, but she appears to be discharging things. She appears to be dropping things down upon us, right? Dropping that knowledge, you know? She's dropping that knowledge upon us. When we come across the elemental of air, believe it or not, we're also coming across the elemental of earth once again too. You know, the Fae and earth, you know, they infuse, yes? So with you, my Tammy, first of all, your expression through your videos lately has been amazing, and you look fucking gorgeous, phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to touch on that. Spirit comes into play, and Spirit says, how much are you working out? How much are you doing that? Are you making sure that you're also eating? When you envision yourself in the mirror, what are you really seeing? So Spirit says it's time to do a reflection check. A reflection check. What are you really seeing when you look in that mirror? Is it something that you love? Is it something that you feel as though body dysmorphic disorder? I used to have that. What do you see? You know, your elemental of air wants to know, what the fuck do you really see? And your vision is a little bit skewed, is what I'm getting. So work on that. Work on how you talk to yourself. How you talk to yourself is going to allow you to see yourself in that manner. So I hope that that helped. And you need to know that what I see is, first of all, I see your insides first. And I know that you are a beautiful, robust, energetic, fucking amazing woman. And I'm so blessed to have you as my friend. I miss you. And I hope you see that within yourself as well. Okay? All right. All right. Juju, you would love a shadow card as well. Okay. Let's see. Good on you for making the noodles come to life, by the way. Too bad none of you live in Vegas because Yummy Mummy's Noodles is my cousin, one of my cousins, and she is an amazing cook. In fact, her son has branched off and become one of the most amazing chefs in Vegas. So, if you do live in Vegas, you should order some of her noodles. She puts them out on Wednesdays, and you will not be upset for your order. Trust me, you will enjoy what you're getting. Trust. Okay. All right. So, you need a shadow card, Julie. Let's see. I love you, Tam. All right. Okay, my darling. You have received the Five of Cups in reverse, all right, the Five of Water. When the Five of Cups comes into play, normally it's talking about focusing too much attention on the sadness of a situation versus acknowledging that there's still one cup sitting upright. Not paying attention to the positive, only focusing on the negative. When it's in reverse, especially with the shadow work, it's saying, hey, there's some emotional things that you need to go ahead and you need to work out. Stop. You don't have to pretend to be fucking happy for everybody all the time. You don't have to pretend to do that. Allow yourself to go through your emotions that you need to go through. Allow yourself to receive the emotions that you need to receive and release the emotions that you need to release based upon love for yourself, not anger, not fear, nothing like that, but based upon I'm releasing these because I have learned to love myself. And when you're really working on that, you also really acknowledge it's okay for me not only to feel these emotions, but it's okay for me to show my true, authentic, emotional being to people, to the world. It's okay for me to be vulnerable, even though I may get hurt again. It's okay. Sometimes the things from the past make us very hardened and make us build these walls, right? But I know the loving spirit that you are. And spirit tells me that you don't always have to pretend that shit's okay. It's okay for it not to be okay. And it's okay for you to express that you're not fucking okay that day. So I hope that that helps for you. And I love you. Okay, let's see. I have got, how do I put that down? There we go. The question keeps disappearing. What was that now? Let's see. I'm going to cancel out of it. The question disappeared again, guys. Sorry. Good. I'm very happy that you're working on that because that is super, super important for you. Okay? And those around you, by the way. If you can't, in the interim of working on this, if you can't love yourself enough right now to say, I'm going to work on this for me, in true Julie fashion, think about the others that are around you that you are cheating out of the real you, that real authentic being that is you, you know? Allow them to help you with your problems sometimes and allow them to see that you are an emotional being. And it's one of the most amazing things, being vulnerable and allowing our authentic selves to come out, you know? So continue to do that, okay? I'm going to draw one more card. I don't see any more questions. So I'm going to draw one more card for the collective. And this card is definitely going to be regarding intentional Virgo new moon work for everyone. Oh, fuck, people. We got the Book of Shadows. The Book of Shadows comes into play. You know what that Book of Shadows is. That's our magic. That's our magic. That's our fucking soul's purpose, to create magic into this world, into this earth, into not only our own being, but any being that we come into contact with. That's our job as light workers, which many of you are. When the Book of Shadows comes into play, the Book of Shadows is telling me it's time to manifest. It's time to bring that magic that we've, created in our heads. It's time to bring it out into the physical realm and really work on manifesting, especially with the shadow work and the new moon. It's telling us to plant those seeds of manifestation. So whatever magic you are trying to work, whether it be shadow, whether it be light, whether it be money, whatever, this new moon is a very, very, especially in Virgo, is a very, very good one to plant those seeds of magic and manifestation for that. All right? And that is going to be it for today. And thank you for joining me. And thank you for all the birthday wishes as well. And I love y'all. And I'll see you next week. Yes, it is. Feeding souls with yummy food. That is your magic. So continue planting seeds for that, for manifestation, to build that, to allow that that yumminess to move further out and expand further out into the world. Remember, food truck. That was a goal a long time ago. All right. I love you all so much, and I will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend. Happy new moon.